After spending a week and a half with this thing, I can now give my full review of the 2013 11-inch MacBook Air. Okay, so the first thing I want to talk about is the design, because it's one of the main things that makes the MacBook Air awesome. So I'm going to show you it open first. I do want to let you know that this is a top case thing. It latches on right here. It doesn't add much thickness to the screen at all, so it's the thickness of the screen is not going to be really affected in this review. But I just want to let you guys know that this is a top part of a case. The bottom part I don't use because it is annoying. Anyway, let's get on to the thinness. Just going to show you a view like that. You can see just how thin it is at that point. It is just absolutely amazing. If we turn it on the side here, you can see the lid is very thin. Really nice. Spin it around here. Of course, we have the glowing Apple logo. I put those Apple stickers on there. Which you do get with the MacBook Air, which is a nice touch. And of course the other side is just as thin. Absolutely amazing. We got a nice hinge here that just eases back. Of course we have the standard MacBook little notch here for lifting up the screen. We just lift it up, and you can lift it with one finger. It's really nice. On the outside, we have this wide bezel, and the 16:9 resolution screen, which is 1366 by 768. Let me go ahead and show you the keyboard here. This really, really nice backlit keyboard, and a beautiful, which I say beautiful because it works so well, multi-touch glass trackpad. And very nice palm rests. They get a little cold when the weather is cold, which actually it's not that cold here right now where I live, but it's actually, they're still pretty cold, so even in a room temperature area they will get nice and cold, and kind of like it feels nice. As you type, you can just put your fingers on there and type, and it actually feels really good. So without further ado, let's turn this thing on, and I'll show you how fast it turns on from a shutdown. So here we go, let's do this. Got the startup chime. Short loading symbol. And we're in. There we go. So, now let's show you around the inside of the MacBook. On the inside of the beautiful 1366 by 768 MacBook Air display. This is, I believe this is an IPS panel, so it's got really good viewing angles. It is pretty reflective, as you can see my iPad mini stand in the background, so I mean it is pretty reflective. And you can see the lights that I'm using, but overall it is a nice screen to use. So let's go in here and I'll talk about some specs. So it is running obviously Mavericks because it is the newest 2013 MacBook Air. It's on 10.9.1. It's got a 1.3 gigahertz Intel Core i5, and it's got 4 gigs of memory. This particular model has 256 gigs of flash storage, but you can get up to 512. So there's the specs. As far as pricing and configuration goes, you can get a 128 gig Core i5, 4 gig RAM MacBook Air for $999. That's the cheapest notebook in Apple's lineup, and you can also go up to 256 gigs for $1,199. And that's the same Core i5, 1.3 gigahertz, and 4 gigabytes of RAM. However, you can have a build-to-order model. You can pay different amounts depending on which configuration you choose. You can go up to 512 gigabytes of flash storage, up to 8 gigs of RAM, and up to a Core i7 processor. Now, don't let the 1.3 gigahertz fool you, because this thing is very super duper fast, and it will turbo boost up to 2.6 gigahertz, which basically means that when you need more power, it will go up to 2.6 gigahertz. Demonstrate some app loading times so I can show you how fast an SSD is. Basically, what an SSD does is makes your computer experience a lot faster. You already saw the boot up. Let me show you sleep real quick. But before I wake it up, I want to talk to you a little bit about SSD. What SSD does is it basically makes your computer extremely fast. It is basically the one that Apple uses. Is actually not an SSD. Technically, it's called flash storage. It's actually even better than SSD. But for simplicity's sake, I'm just gonna talk about SSD. And SSD looks like a hard drive. It's the shape of a little box, but that's about the only thing that's the same. It stores data in a different way, and it basically is a lot quieter and a lot faster. It basically is kind of like a memory chip, or the same storage that's on your phone or tablet. And there's no spinning parts, so it just can access data really quickly and easily, and it makes just everyday performance so much faster. So I'm gonna wake it up from sleep. And you can see, before I even get the lid open, it is away. It is just off and away. It's amazing. So now let's go in and demonstrate some app load times. I am going to show you the dock here, so you can see that there are no programs running. So this, I'm not going to cheat in this test. Everything is going to be fair and square, and I'm going to launch it, and they are not running. Except for Finder, of course, but it always runs. So let's do Finder. Let us do Finder. Here we go. Super duper quick. It's just amazing how fast that is. Maps. iBooks. Let's try Safari. Ultra fast. Let's do iTunes. Let's try iPhone. Here we go. You can see how fast this is. And the amazing thing is I'm scrolling through pictures like here, no lag whatsoever. Super quick, and I have all these other programs running at the same time. I have Maps, Books, Safari, and iTunes running at the same time. It is still working great. Now let's try iMovie. This might get a little crazy. Just a little bit more time to load, because it has to load along with iPhoto and Safari and all those. But it will do it. Let's give it a second. Loading, because it has all these other programs, and there we go. Amazing. Pages, super fast. And let's just go into document. You can see how easy scrolling is, and of course it's working great, even though there's all these other programs running. Just quit them all. And Finder kept quitted. Just close the window. And there you have it. The apps are super quick to load thanks to that. Stuck with the trackpad. I'm going to show you how smooth the scrolling is and how easy it is to do. You can go a few ways. You can kind of go diagonally or straight up and down. I like to do usually kind of like a diagonal kind of thing. You can go slow. You can go super fast. If you get inertia, it'll usually go faster. It's really smooth. Sure, it is using Launchpad. Okay. To get Launchpad, you simply do 3 fingers and a thumb, and you pinch in. You can pinch them away, pinch them in. And then you always have quick access to all of your apps. And you can just scroll through and you pinch them away. The other time this 3-finger pinch comes into play is when you pinch all the windows from the desktop away. See all these windows here, and you just pinch them out all the way so you can get to your desktop and get rid of clutter. Other gesture is Mission Control. Swipe up with 4 fingers, and you can see all of your desktop windows here, and you can swipe between the desktops, even get to your dashboard. Another thing that comes in handy is, let me take an app full screen, Finder full screen, and you can swipe between the desktops and the full screen app. So you can like go up here, and then you have the Finder here. You can just swipe through, or you can select individually. It's a great way to manage your workspace. It wouldn't be a MacBook Air 2013 review if I didn't talk about battery life, and it is absolutely amazing. kind of like an iPad. It's supposed to get 9 hours, Apple claims. I'm at 80%. Let's see what it gives me. 5 hours and 7 minutes remaining, and that's at 80% battery, which might seem like not too good, but sometimes the calculations can be off. But already, 80% and 5 hours remaining is very good. Most of the time, you'll get less battery when you're using intense stuff such as iMovie and iPhoto, and you'll get better battery life when you're just like browsing the web and doing simple stuff like that. But even Safari can use some power. But if you consider the power that you were using when you had a lower battery life, then the battery life is like horrible. Like on an older, like my old PC, was maybe like 4 or 5 hours, and I would get like 2 hours if I was doing intense stuff. So this thing will get like the battery life of like the old MacBook Air when doing intense stuff. Like maybe they advertised battery. I think the MacBook Air, the old one was like 6 hours or even 5 hours. Yes, it was 5 hours. You may get that when you're, oh, it already went up, as you can see. But you may get like 5 hours of intense stuff, which is the same as the battery life when you're doing normal stuff on the old MacBook Air. And of course, you get 9 hours or even 10 hours. It estimates 10 hours usually after a full charge if you're just doing simple stuff. So, battery, in short, is just amazing. It definitely is a big step forward for laptops. Really, really great battery life, and something so thin. It's just amazing that they managed to give it such good battery life. Let me show you guys the keyboard in action. Keyboard, which, let me turn off the lights, and it is automatic, as you can see there. Off and on. Really, really cool. The last thing I want to show you guys is some light gaming on this thing. I'm going to load up LEGO Star Wars Saga, which I would say be considered more of a light game. You'll notice that it loads up really, really fast compared to like a PC. It's more comparable to a game console in the time it loads. It's really fast. And you can see here, it's running just so smoothly. It's just amazing how smooth it is. And you will notice in here that the fans will kick on a little bit, and it will get quite hot. But really is nothing too serious, and the fact that you can play this with no problems whatsoever is just amazing. You can see as I'm doing some jumps and stuff, and it's extremely smooth. See, the graphics are amazing. It's kind of hard to see extremely close in person, but I mean, it is really, really amazing. And there you have it. You can definitely get away with some light gaming on a MacBook Air, even the 11-inch model. Overall, I love this thing. It is absolutely amazing. The thinness never ceases to blow me away. It just is so amazing, and the speed is also just incredible. The way it springs to life from a sleep and turns on from a shutdown so fast, it just is so nice. It's just a really, really great laptop. The keyboard is amazing. The trackpad is just blow your socks off. Amazing. And the screen is great, very high quality, very good color, nice and bright, and really, really high res for me. my old laptop was this resolution, but it did not seem this good. It even plays some light games. It does everything I needed to do. I would recommend it for anyone looking for a laptop that pretty much just does everything fast and looks really great. It has awesome battery life. It is the ultimate portable machine, but I'm actually using it as a home computer, believe it or not, because I really like the size, because you can just take it around with you anywhere and use it. If you need to take it around, you can, and it's a lot easier to carry around than the 13-inch if you need to carry it around, but it's also just great to use it just about anywhere and fit it on any desk and in your lap super easily, and without giving really any trade-offs except the screen size, which I like the screen size. And I would just, only time I would recommend a MacBook Pro is if you're doing really intense stuff and need like the retina display for photo production and are doing a lot of video editing and music editing, like that's your main job. But anything else is just, or if video editing is like and photo editing is a big hobby of yours. But I mean anything else, this MacBook Air, the 11-inch model, is amazing. I would say don't go with the 13-inch because if you're gonna get a 13-inch, I would just say go ahead and buy the Retina Pro, because you're only $200 away there, and the Retina Pro gives you so much more in terms of the 13-inch Air. But when you compare it to the 11-inch Air, I mean, you're getting a lot for the size. You're getting something extremely thin and light, and it's just so amazing compared to the Retina Pro. It has an awesome screen, and it is super portable. I'd say if you're getting a MacBook Air, the main reason you'd be getting it is portability. If you need portability, why not go with the most portable thing of all? I mean, I know there's a lot of people who want the 13-inch and will go with the 13-inch because, they want the bigger screen, but they don't need extra power of the Pro. But I would say if you're getting an Air, I mean, the 11-inch is just so amazing. Both of them are, but the 11-inch is just really, really nice. So there you have it, my complete review of the amazing MacBook Air. Thanks for watching, and please be sure to like this review and comment on your thoughts. Let me know your thoughts. And be sure to subscribe to see more videos like this.